Am I the asshole? For using the hidden women's bathroom stalls when there's a long line? Okay, this is so stupid and I really feel like I'm NTA, but my friend is adamant that I am, so I'm seeking Reddit's opinion via a throwaway account. My girlfriends and I were recently at Canada's Wonderland, and having been there dozens of times since I was a kid, am now in my 20s, I know that the women's bathroom at the front of the park has additional stalls at the back of the bathroom. So basically there's about 10 to 15 stalls at first sight, and then at the far back, there's a sign that says additional stalls, greater than, and there's 4 stalls that are never, ever being used because they're off in their own corner room. Well, for the last few times I've been to the park, there's always a long line, like 15 women sometimes, and I always go straight to the back room to check if anybody is there. There never is, and I use the bathroom stalls there. On my way out I'll always tell other women, hey, there's stalls back there, to which they say thank you. My friend now thinks I'm selfish and rude for doing this. She thinks that I should always go to the front of the line, tell the women about the bathrooms in the back, and then join the line at the end. I don't see it this way because the sign is so clear, and it's not my fault they're not seeing these additional stalls. Not only that, but walking to the front of the line, saying that, and then going to the back of the line is awkward as hell. My friend hasn't let it go and is now saying she sees a different side of me. This is something I truly don't think is that big of a deal, and my friend is making me feel terrible. I'm starting to question if she's right. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Seriously, I don't get it. TL, doctor, apparently I'm an asshole for utilizing bathroom stalls that nobody ever uses because they don't know they're there. Am I the asshole? For insisting my sister replace a PlayStation her kid broke, even though I was watching him? My 25F BF, 25 meters, has a PS4 and a couple dozen games. He bought it new 3 months ago, but with no warranty, so he's made a conscious effort to keep it in good condition, including packing it away in the box when he doesn't think he'll use it for a while. He did this yesterday, putting the console in the box and then putting the box into a larger plastic storage container with all his games, as he's out of town for next week. He left the container under our bed, but the side was poking out so you could see the PlayStation box through the plastic. Today my sister, 31F, had a few work meetings, one after the other, over about 5 hours, and rang me in a panic, saying the sitter called in sick and she needed someone to watch nephew, 11 years old. I reluctantly agreed, and she dropped him by. He wanted to watch TV, so I gave him the remote and got on with my work. Couple hours go by without incident, but then nephew got hungry. I went to the kitchen to cook for him. About a minute later I went to check on him and he was gone. I found him upstairs in mine and BF's room, digging through the container with the PS4 inside. By the time I'd gotten there he'd taken out the box and a few games, and I asked him what he thought he was doing. He said he was bored and wanted to play. I said no. He did the whole "I'll tell my mom you're being mean to me." I said tell her what you want, still not happening. Nephew, on realizing I wasn't about to let him use it, tried to run past me, carrying the PS4 in his arms, presumably to hook it up to the TV downstairs. IDK what happened exactly, if he tripped or lost his grip or what, but he dropped the PS4, right at the top of the stairs. It fell down the flight of stairs, and when we checked it, it's a mess of cracked plastic and wiring, and when I clean up, give nephew his lunch, sit him in front of the TV. The whole time nephew is saying that I should have just let him use it. I rang BF to let him know, and he's obviously mad/sad, but says that it's fine when it clearly isn't. He asks me to look up prices for a new one, and it's more than we can afford. RN. Sister arrives, asks if nephew was any trouble, and I tell her about the console. She immediately says I should have watched him better. I tell her that I was cooking and that I watched him today for 6 hours, as well as countless other times I've babysat, and never once expected payment, but in this case it's you break it, you buy it, and I show her the prices I got when I searched for a new console. She says I'm being unreasonable and she's not replacing it because she didn't do it and I was watching nephew, plus she's not paying for a new one when BF had his for a couple months already. Ida? Info: BF has previously told nephew that he isn't allowed on it, and due to lack of warranty BF treats the PlayStation like it's made of glass. Info: BF bought his console from a friend for £229, and it sounds like the friend had had it for a while and just never used it, which is why the warranty was expired. The replacement I found was used in fair condition for £129, but the page I showed my sister contained the £129 one and some significantly cheaper ones that would have been fine. Also, when I said new one I meant one that isn't a heap of wires and plastic, not a brand new pristine condition PS4. Update: BF complained to his brother, who offered him a free Xbox and some games. IDK what type, but it's whichever one was before the latest one as the brother upgraded to the latest console. Update 2, BF is saving up for a new PS4. His birthday is in September and his grandparents still sent him a card with £50 in it, which is already nearly half, and he can budget for the rest. He says that this is probably a good thing, losing the PlayStation and me arguing with my sister, because now we have a reason to never babysit again. Am I the asshole? For refusing to adopt my Sil's child unless I'm the only one called mom? Okay, backstory. My 27F husband's 29M older sister, 36F, had a child when she was 19 from a one-night stand. He was adopted by a nice couple a couple states over in an open adoption. They will send her pictures, are friends on Facebook, and occasionally have little get-togethers. He calls her Mama T, as her name starts with a T. Although she does not celebrate Mother's Day with him, she asks those around her to wish her a happy Mother's Day and becomes depressed when she is not acknowledged. She is very active in birth mother groups and speaks annually at a camp on birth mothers' trauma and issues. She is unmarried and has always desperately wanted to have a family and children, also for reasons that are not relevant, medical. My husband and I have decided adoption is the best idea as we cannot/will not have a biological child together naturally. About 6 months ago, T announced that she is pregnant again. She told us she wants to have the baby but, once again, is not in a financial position to keep the child. So she's looking for adoptive families. Our families all know that we have been looking to adopt, and so she came to us about possibly adopting her child. My husband thinks it would be a good idea. The timing is right and his sister is a known quantity, as he put it. We know she isn't doing drugs or drinking. I'm not opposed, but I had some concerns. For one thing, I don't want my child calling anyone else mom. We also live 45 minutes away, and from the way she acts from her first child's birthday and Mother's Day, I'm not sure it would be healthy for anyone involved. After discussions, last weekend we went to T and told her we would be willing to adopt her child. She and my mill were thrilled, as the only other prospective birth parents she had spoken to were 2,000 miles away. Until I told T that she would be Aunt T, not Mama T. She freaked on me. Told me that I was trying to erase her role as birth mother from the child's life. I told her that the child would be very aware they were adopted and that T was their birth mother, but they would not be referring to her or treating her as a mother. She burst into tears and said I was trying to take her baby from her. I told her that, if we adopted it, it wouldn't be her baby anymore. That didn't go over well. My mill has decided to stay out of this issue as much as possible. The entire rest of the family, who lives nearer to them, has been telling me that I'm being heartless and selfish and taking out my misery of being unwilling. They all know I'm capable to bear children on her. My husband supports me in front of them. He has said that if we aren't united then we won't do it, but has also privately expressed to me how nice it would be to have a child genetically related to him. I guess he didn't realize how strongly he felt about passing on his genes until the option was back on the table. TL, Doctor, I refuse to adopt my Sil's unborn child unless I'm the only one called mom. Ida? Am I the asshole? If I don't attend my sister's $2,800 per ticket destination wedding? I do have enough money. My sister is having a destination wedding in the Dominican Republic, all-inclusive. It'll cost me $2,800 to attend. There's no option to adjust the date/costs. It's for a full week. My sister would be very upset if I don't attend. My parents say I should go, and that I'm being selfish for saying I'm not going. My sister lives far away and we see each other once a year due to cost/busy schedules. I don't make a ton of money, but I have enough money to attend the wedding and my parents and my sister know it. While I really want to support her and would attend a local/more reasonably priced destination wedding in a heartbeat, $2,800 just seems too much. And less importantly, I have zero desire to go to an all-inclusive resort as I don't drink or enjoy suntanning. In my defense, I've worked hard for my money and I sacrificed quite a lot to be where I am financially. And while I have accumulated significant savings, it isn't because I earn a big salary. But because I work long hours, and very rarely spend money on anything beyond the bare essentials. The cost of this trip would exceed the value of my worldly possessions including my car. It would also require me using a full week of what little time I get off work. I really don't know if I'm being selfish, cheap, and callous or if I'm being reasonable. Last night I almost booked the ticket out of guilt, but I couldn't do it and have since resolved not to go. So what do you guys think? Ida not wanting to attend? Am I the asshole? For offering a job application to angry customers who are complaining about wait times and service in my restaurant? Like most other restaurants in the area, we are short on staff. I like to think we run a good operation, so it is not because people are unhappy because of management. It's just that unemployment is low, so it is hard to hold on to people. Even if understaffed, as a manager, I try my best to make up for everyone working twice as hard. The business hasn't slowed down though. We are busier than ever, which is tough on everyone. We might have a line out the door with one person taking orders, and the kitchen still gets behind. As you can imagine, this leads to some unhappy customers. Usually when someone comes to me complaining about the wait, I will try my best to apologize. I try to stay happy and energetic for the employees, but it does take a toll on me. Plus all the complaints from customers about how slow we are with one person in the kitchen. I thought of a new comeback when customers come zero lane about wait times or service to me. I offer them an application. I tell them that if they would like to see a decrease in wait times then they should join the team. When they refuse, I thank them for being patient. My friend thinks I am being an asshole. I think I am trying to kill them with kindness. What is the verdict?